All right. So I want to tell you guys a little story of something that happened to me this week.
Okay.
And it's super
Mhm.
odd. I was at Walmart and I was wearing my like weird NBA headband. I look like a goofball all the time, but I stand out here because, I'm 6'3", wearing this headband. Like, I don't know. I stand out. And this guy comes up to me, this old man, I would say 80 years old,
Okay.
really ominous vibes to him. Like not a jolly, happy old man, just like this old man, kind of ominous, walks up to me and says, "Hey." So I'm startled because who's talking to me at the grocery store? This is
Nobody should be. Nobody should be.
no one's
Right.
exactly. I'm in my own zone, and he's like, "I got something for you," and he reaches in to his jacket, and at
Oh,
this
no.
point, I'm standing there. I'm frozen. He could pull out like something not fun and just end my life right then and there. I was like, well, it was a good run because this is how it ends. Old man at grocery store does not like my headband. It puts a stop to it. But no, I'm still fine. Everything's okay. He pulls out this piece of paper and he hands it to me and he goes, "This is my life story. I want you to read it tonight before you go to bed." And then he
Okay.
walks away. As he's walking away, I go, "Thank you, sir." Which I don't know why I said that because I did not want his life story or to be stopped. I just wanted to, shopping and go home. And so the whole drive home, I'm like, what am I going to do? Like, do I read this? And I came to the conclusion, absolutely not. I have seen
No.
enough horror movies in my day that this is some sort of curse. If I read this, it'll be like the curse of the silver monkey will haunt you until your dying days. By reading this, you have accepted that. I don't want that in my life. And so I got home and I told the wife what happened. I'm like, you have to promise me you're not going to read this paper. And she goes, "No, I'm going to read it." And I'm like, then I'm just going to hide it from you. And then eventually she promised. And so I have sitting on my desk this paper. I have no idea what's on it. From this random stranger, ominous old man said this is his life story, his life's work to read it at night. And I'm not going to read it. I don't want that curse. There's like what? A 20 to 30% chance it's a curse and like a 70% chance it's something stupid or like, I don't know. I feel like I did the right thing here, but everyone's yelling at me to read it, read it. I have a few folks saying, go to the cops. I'm like, why would I go to the cops with a piece of, I don't get that part. But I just like, if you got a random paper about someone's life story from a stranger at a grocery store, would you read it? Or would you be like, you know what? I don't need this. There's no good that could possibly come from reading this paper, is what I've decided.
I got a question. Is it on loose leaf paper? Like it's handwritten?
No, it is typed up. I can see that it's typed. Like you can, I don't know if the camera angle, I know this is an audio
I don't want to
format,
look
but
at it. I'm not trying to be cursed today.
yeah, right.
But I'll be honest with you. I'm gonna be totally truthful. I wouldn't have taken the paper.
I mean, like I was like, I'm the type of person, if you come up to me and said, "Hey, get in the car," I'd be like, I guess we're in this confrontational. Like it would be super easy to kidnap me. And that's unfortunate. Probably should not express that out loud. But like I'm just super like, oh well, I might as well go with the flow. I don't want to ruffle or like waves or something. I don't want to cause any waves. And so if someone says, "I need you to come with me," I'm like, I guess we're going wherever we're going.
I guess
So
this is it.
not only did I take the paper, I thanked him for it, which like I didn't want to thank him. Like I don't want to encourage that behavior. He should not be going around to random strangers in headbands handing out life stories. Like that's not something you would you have read it though? You said you wouldn't have taken it, which is respectful.
So I have this issue where when I go anywhere, everybody I must look like somebody who loves to talk to strangers because I'm the person that no matter where I am, how not crowded the place I am is, everyone talks to me. Everyone. And usually like in past years of my life, I've always, given them the time of day, listen to the people, they want my opinion, if they want to tell me something weird. I live in Florida, so you never know what's going to happen anywhere.
Yeah, they can talk about literally. You have no idea what they're going to come to you about.
Oh, you have no idea. Oh no, they'll sing you a song and do a dance. You never know. But in my older years, my patience is a little less than it used to be, and I think if I was in that situation, I would have said, "Hey, COVID times, I don't want to touch that. I'm so sorry, but thank you. Have a great day."
You would thank him too? You would not be sincere in the thank you, though.
I'm as a girl, I'm nice to everybody. I don't want to make anybody mad. I don't know you. I don't know what you're capable of. So I'm always gonna be like, you know what? Thank you so much. It was so sweet of you to think of me, of all the people in this Walmart. Really and truly, thank you. But I'm gonna have to pass. Have a beautiful rest of your day, and I'd run the other way.
Like full on sprint. Just leave your
Oh
cart
no, you're not
behind.
getting me to sprint. But I would shuffle the other way.
I feel like Paunch is going to read this letter.
Oh,
Like, he might read
I'm
it in there.
100% going to read it. But I have a question for you guys though. What is creepier? What is creepier about this? Is it? So you said the man you'd estimate in his 80s, right? In his 80s.
Yeah.
Is it
ominous.
creepier
Like
that the
blue stuff on
80-year-old
his lip.
is it creepier that the 80-year-old man typed it out? Or would it have been less creepy if he wrote it out at 80 years? Now, keep in mind the age, like 80ish years old. Is it kind of creepy that he actually typed it out? Or
if he wrote it handwriting, I would have burned it.
okay,
That's super. That's 99.9% chance of curse. It would be in Latin. Like I would be stupid enough to read it. It's over. It's done. The Necronomicon is in my house at this point in time. I'm not. If it's written, that's a guarantee. Right now, typed out 30% chance of curse. Still not worth the. There's no way it's a treasure map.
Mhm.
That's the only way this would be worth reading. Is like I have hidden my jewels in the park under this bench. Well, totally worth it. There's no chance you would type that out. I don't know. That's the only way reading it helps.
Okay.
It would have been creepier for me if it was handwritten, because then I know that's the only copy that exists. If it's typed out, he could have printed it out and just been handing it out to everybody. But if I knew it was like the one copy and it was handwritten and this ominous man selected me of all of the human beings that exist, that would have been extra on the creepy scale for sure.
What if it's just like the plot of Star Wars stolen? It's like my father fought in the Clone Wars, and it's like just replace Clone Wars.
Or what is it?
Like,
The story of Darth Pelagius or whatever his name is. That was that copy pasta forever. So you're saying
man.
if somebody hands you a handwritten note, it's basically the equivalent of Blind Pew handing Billy Bones the black spot in Muppets Treasure Island. It's basically the same thing.
That movie.
Did we just go to Muppets Treasure Island already?
We have.
I need to watch. We talked. That's 2 podcasts now. That movie has come up, and I'm like, I'm going to go watch it. First thing I did was not watch it and forget I said that. So this is now it's in my head. There's only one way it can leave my head now.
Gotta watch it.
Muppets Treasure Island is a top 10 movie of all time. Everybody who's seen it agrees. It's not even contested.
Agree.
It's a fantastic. It'll make you laugh. I don't think it'll make you cry. It doesn't pull at that trigger or at that on you, but you'll be laughing. You'll be laughing. The movie is sincerely hilarious. Watch it.
Muppets are poised for a comeback at this point in time because like Looney Tunes were really popular and then they disappeared, and then in the 90s, Looney Tunes came back and it was huge out of nowhere. So big that even Michael Jordan made a movie with them. Are Muppets? Like, are all of the voices still the same?
We're at 10 years since the last Muppets movie, so
they're due for a comeback for sure.
If they do it right, they could absolutely kill it because the puppets don't age. You know, the puppets, they can make it look the same. I don't know why when they do a remake or something, they make everything look stupid and different.
Mm-hmm.
Is that just me being old? Like the new RoboCop looks terrible. It's 2016 now, so that's a decade ago. What were they thinking?
I think it is old, man, because the kids love the new art styles. They love like, okay, let me tell you about like my kids. Like right now, my oldest, she likes to watch Winnie the Pooh right now. And I'll show her like I don't know if you ever watched the Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh, the New Adventures of Winnie the Pooh. She likes them, but now there's this newer one that came out where everything is kind of like 3D animated and stuff, and all that's way. Like kids at young age love everything to be 3D animated now. They don't like the drawings as much. They definitely lean more towards 3D animation. That's what they want, and that means like every show. Like apparently there was a Rugrats reboot where they went 3D animated, and it looks horrendous. I hate it. I will never watch that, and I adore the original Rugrats. Watch that like forever. But kids, they like the 3D animation now. That's what they want. But I think
Makes me
I
so
think it was a
angry,
little
like-
old man.
It's definitely old man because like they did it with Sonic too. They made Sonic Mania incredible, and I know you're playing the
So
new
good.
Sonic game. But like they do it with Mario. Like I love give me my pixel art. It's so cool. I love it. It looks so nice. And everyone's like, no, that looks dumb, man. I'm like, you're wrong. But it's
You're
just
wrong.
old man yells at clouds.
All
I
right.
love you. I'm also in a retro mood.
Let's back up a little bit. So you had an old man, he handed you something at the store, and that's definitely weird. I have a question. This crossed my mind. I have a question for you guys. What is the weirdest interaction is you as a customer in a store have had with another customer? I don't know if this is the weirdest one you've had, Pops, but like, what is your weirdest interaction you've had? You as a customer, not as an employee to customer relationship or anything, but you as just someone shopping and just a weird interaction. Not necessarily like you got in, like, I don't know, you punch somebody, they punched you back, you guys had a big like fight or something like that, but like just a weird, like, I don't know, it's something weird that happened.
I got one.
All right, let's hear it.
I'm at the Dollar Tree. This has got to be, I was probably in my early 20s, I would say.
Okay.
And this, I'm literally creeped out just thinking about it. But this lady was next to me and she said, she goes, "Can I touch you?" And I was like, "What?" This was, I swear, this was South Florida, y'all. So he goes, "Can I touch you?" And I told you when I was younger, I was a little bit nicer than I am now. And I was like, and she seemed nice. She was probably in her 50s. Like she had a nice tan, like very, she looked like a nice lady. So I was like, all right, go ahead. So she reaches out and she touches me and she has this like reaction where like it almost was like she touched something electric and she kind of like jolted back really quickly and she was like, oh, she's like, she started like spewing off some like story and she was like, you love someone and they don't love you back and you're you're in this astrological sign moon and blah blah blah, and she's just like saying like just random stuff that is absolutely unspecific. It's like when you read like a daily horoscope and it could apply to anybody. You're gonna get an important phone call today. Ooh, she pulls these candles out of her purse and they're like the most basic, tiny, probably like 2-inch little like white candles.
Okay.
And she's telling me that if I buy these candles for $40 each, that if I light them and I say her words or whatever, that the man of my dreams is gonna call me. And I'm standing there. I can't remember if I was dating someone at the time or what, but I just was like nodding. I didn't say 2 words. I'm like waiting for her to finally finish. And I remember like how awkward that I felt. And she's still holding my arm this whole time. I probably should have kept
probably, yeah.
But she's holding my arm the whole time. So when she's reaching in her purse for the candle, she's still grabbing onto my arm like for dear life. Like she like I don't know. It was like she's like, oh, the energy. I was so petrified. So I'm standing there, I'm waiting for her to finally finish. And I was like, thank you so much. I was like, you're so sweet. And I was like, I just hope that you have the most beautiful day. I grabbed my purse. I had a cart full of stuff. I ran out that door. I ran out the Dollar Tree, got in my car, and sped back off to my apartment. I went right home. I felt so weird, but that was one of the weirdest things ever to happen to me. This lady just like literally tried to sell me a tiny candle for $40 to light it, and
for $40.
$40 for this little tiny white unscented candle.
I assume you bought it, right? And you're now married and the happiest you've ever been.
Oh my gosh. I did not. I ran out. Well, first of all, you're at the Dollar Tree. Who got $40 to be spent on a candle? We're out here trying to get a candle for $1, girl.
That's a good point. You're at the dollar store and someone's trying to sell something for $40. Go
to the Yankee Candle, girl. It's right down the street.
The Dollar Tree is great for batteries. I will never buy batteries anywhere else but dollar stores. They're always,
lot of
it's a
good
buck.
things to get there, like cleaning supplies and stuff like that, like like brushes to clean and things like that. And I think that I remember I had just moved into a new apartment, and that's why I was there. I can picture my cart. I had like a, I don't know, like a dustpan and stuff like that, like little things, like a bunch of stuff in my cart. And I'll be honest with you, I can picture this perfectly. I had spent a lot of time getting all the things I needed at that Dollar Tree that day, because I probably had like $40 worth of stuff in my cart.
Mm-hmm.
But nope, I just abandoned it. I got right out of there. No, thank you.
I'll get that later. That's weird. I've never had anything like that.
That's weird.
That's
yeah,
old man, but
it's almost like it almost makes you wonder, like, did she try to put a curse on you or something? I don't know, with all that. And she's like, now burn the candle to, I don't know, to get rid of it or something. I don't know. That's weird.
I gotta tell you the tail end of this. The last part that I wasn't gonna mention this, but I think it's appropriate. At the time, I was employed at a tanning salon. I worked at a tanning salon for 7 years back in the day. I was a district manager, and I want to say maybe 2 weeks later, I get a phone call from one of my employees.
Okay.
She was like, "Hey, she's like, I just want to let you know." It was two girls working at the same time, and she's like, "My coworker, she's talking to some lady in our back conference room." I was like, "What's going on?" And she's like, "This lady's trying to sell her like a candle and have her light it for like her to like have her boyfriend come back." And I was like, "You're kidding me right now."
Really?
I could not make this up if I tried. I never saw her. But at the time, this girl that worked for me, I swear it was the same lady. It was like 2 weeks later, and this woman had come into the tanning salon and was talking to the girls, and the one girl was like, "Oh, I'm interested. I believe in all this stuff." And so she took this lady to my, I was like, "We need to get like some good juju in here, get all that energy out of this conference room." It was like, I could not, it had to be the same lady.
Geographically, how close was like the dollar store to your work? Was it close? Was it like many miles? Okay, so relatively close. So high chance it was the same person then. High chance.
Probably the same lady. So I was like, dang, she got her.
Wow.
I know.
That's definitely weird. I have one that I can share. I was, how old would I have been? I would have been like maybe in 7th grade, junior high, maybe 6th grade or something like that. I was at Walmart with my older brother. My older brother is 10 years older. So let's say let's say he's 23, 22 years old or something. So we're going through Walmart, and I can remember vividly what I was wearing. I was wearing jeans. I had like a green Aeropostale shirt on with the giant graphic logos all over, because that was the time, that was the thing to wear. And then I had a Detroit Lions jacket on. So we're walking through Walmart, and we go down an aisle, and then there's this guy. He's there, I assume, with his wife or something like that, and he's standing there. His wife is looking at something on the end cap, and he's standing there, kind of half blocking the aisle, but he's not only like half blocking. He has his cart pushed up, and he's like leaning like way forward, right? He's got his arms on it, and he's got like his butt like way back and everything like that. So he's just like chilling there. I kid you not. When I walked past him, like there was hardly room to get past him. Like in order to walk past him, you had to like brush up against his butt, right? And the moment I brushed up against his butt, there was the wettest, nastiest fart that I've ever heard.
Did you trigger it?
For like 20 seconds.
Maybe I did. I only brushed it. Like I didn't. It wasn't like I poked him or anything like that. It was like I just brushed up. It was the nastiest, like wettest thing you've ever heard in your life. And like instantly, like me and my brother were walking by, and we're like, Did that just happen? Did that just, and then we're like, we're like starting to laugh because it was such a ridiculous situation. And we go down the aisle, and guess who's walking towards us in the next aisle? And we're like walking right towards us is this guy with his wife, and they're just walking towards us. And it's like, I have I can tell you guys a lot of stories about people farting in the vicinity that I'm at when I'm at a store. There's a lot, but this is the most egregious because like I was like, in a dangerously close butt distance with this guy, like I was brushed up against it. It was dangerously close, and it touched me. It was kind of gross. That's got to be
Why
one of
are
the
so
weirdest.
many people farting around you? Like, is it just the sweet hair?
Let me tell you another one. My brother and I, we were. It's always me and my brother. We were at a Chinese buffet, and we had finished eating, and we were going to exit the vicinity. But before we had exited, you could tell like this kind of like probably like a group of bikers or something came in, right? And they're all sitting there at their tables. They're all talking to each other. Some people, there's a bunch of them. So some people had to sit at tables where only two can sit, so they're facing each other. Well, on the way out, as we're walking past one of these tables, one of these guys just kind of like leans over, and he pushes a big one, like huge fart, and he's like, and we can hear him talking to his friend. He's like, oh yeah, it's good to get that out. And his friend's like, yep, definitely really good to get it out. Yep. It's just like I have a lot of situations that this has happened to me, and I don't know why. I'm a fart magnet apparently, but it happens everywhere I go. That one wasn't as egregious as the first story, because the first story I was in dangerously close butt distance because I was like literally touching his butt.
Fart magnet is a great couple of words put together. Can that be the name of this episode? Just fart magnet?
I already knew. How did I know that was going to be a contender?
Congratulations on partner Ashley. Name of the episode: fart magnet.
Incredible.
I'm vetoing that.
I don't have any. I can't top either of those. Like the master of the farts and the candles to find true love. All I have is when I was at a grocery store, I got the last cart and I was excited because, they were out of carts, whatever is what it is. I go in, I start putting stuff in my cart. I'm in the produce section. I go get some bananas. I turn around. This little old lady grabs my cart right in front of me, starts taking my stuff out and walks away. And I just stood there and I'm like, bold. What am I supposed to do? She's old and mean. Like she probably would have throat troughed me. That's only happened to me once where just cart thief, just straight up didn't want my stuff. Just boom, threw it out and left with my cart. And I'm like, all right, I can't believe that just happened. That's all I have. Cart thief and
person than
curses. Like the old lady stealing my cart. Like everyone's going to decide with the old lady.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. That's what I got though.
If you caused a scene or whatever, I mean, everyone's going to come over. The store manager's going to come over. You're going to be like, she's stealing stuff. And all she has to say is, I'm a senior citizen. And you've lost. You've lost at that point.
That was your senior citizen voice?
Yeah. You've lost.
What I should have done is follow her around, wait for her to let go of the cart and just grab it back and smile and walk away. God. That would have been great. Turned around, gave her a thumbs up. Maybe not a thumbs up, but gave her some and it just walked away. I wish I was petty like that. Oh, but I'm not. She took my cart, threw all my stuff out and left. And I was like, all right, maybe I'll do that when I'm older. That would be fun. You got to get your jollies somewhere. Just cart stealer. I don't even need the cart. I just want to take it just to see people's reaction. Sure I was the weird person.
Walk around with your life story in your pocket, and that way you can give it to the person.
There you go. You could be somebody else's really weird interaction. How's that?
So I did that once. I was with the wife, and I told this story way too much, and it's not interesting. But here we go again. Buckle up. Here's this story for the 7th time. She's like, go get the cabbage, and so I went over and I grabbed the cabbage, and in my loud streamer cheese puffs voice, like as unnecessarily loud as I am, I go, have you ever seen a more magnificent cabbage, my wife? Look at this cabbage. It is the single greatest cabbage I have ever. Everyone looks and turns and stares at this cabbage that I had. It was a nice cabbage, don't get me wrong. But I kept talking about this cabbage and people were sneaking peeks. And it made my day for the sneaking peeks when you can get some of the sneak and peek. And that's all I was doing. I was just being super weird and creepy because I love my wife. That's my story. 8th time in a row.
I can't wait till I'm old. I can't wait. I can't wait. There's so many things you can get away with because people are just like, oh, just an old man. Oh, just an old lady. It's okay. It's okay.
Cart stealing.
Yes.
Wheeling dealing.
They'll just assume you were confused or something like that, and you're good. Arcade Parlor.
It's a video game podcast.
Yeah.
We did it.
Video
so much
games.
gamer talk, grocery stores and farts. Arcade Parlor.
Arcade Parlor. Welcome everybody to episode 19. Today's date of recording is March 9th. The time as of right now is 4:10 p.m. About 30 minutes after we actually started, I guess, or something like that. We want to thank our listeners who are listening here live with us. We are live on twitch.tv/arcade parlor. We want to thank you guys for tuning in live here. And we also want to thank our listeners who will be listening to this as early as Monday, March 11th. We want to thank you for listening as well as the day of release. Welcome in, guys. How are you guys doing?
Are you going to intro us?
I will. Ashley, how are you? See?
I'm good.
Seamless.
We nailed it. I'm doing great. Happy to be here today.
That's awesome. Pops, how are you doing?
I am doing phenomenal. Had a great night last night. Got a video game I'm currently playing that I am having a blast with. How good is that feeling when you are playing a game off stream that you are genuinely enjoying? Like, this is a ton of fun. Like, my favorite part about a good video game is you escape reality. So, like, I am no longer Mike. I am now 100% invested in the game. And the older you get, like, the harder and harder it is to do that. And when you have that currently going on, it is such a good feeling. And that's where I'm at right now. I'm playing Shining Force. And it's not the best game in the world, but for some reason, it is hitting the spot for me right now. So I got a smile on my face. I'm talking with two great friends. It's going to be a good day. I'm enjoying life right now. Awesome.
I'm doing well. Pancho Taco, by the way, host of the podcast, I guess. I'm doing great. This has been a great episode already, and we have a lot of cool things to cover, a lot of cool milestones to cover as well as some cool. Towards the end of the podcast, we have kind of a cool little kind of announcement of AP collaboration to a degree here. So stick around. It's gonna be an awesome episode today in March here. Ashley, we gotta start with you. We gotta start with you. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
You're ready. Let's see. A month ago we had an episode, and we were joined by an awesome guest, Plain Old Trey. Pops was here, I was here, and of course Ashley FL was here. Just Ashley FL was here. But now we're joined not just by Ashley FL, we're joined by Ashley FL checkmark. We're joined by Ashley FL checkmark on this episode here. Oh, it's incredible.
You did it.
You did it.
Those candles of the dream came true.
Maybe we should clarify what that means for anybody listening, what we're talking about, in case they're out of the loop to some degree. Ashley, what happened?
I got partnered on Twitch this week.
That was what day was that? Today is Saturday. So what day was that?
It was Monday. It was this Monday that I got partnered, which is so funny because it's like the AP curse, right? Like, there's been quite a few guests who have either gotten partnered right before their episode or like shortly after, which was Pops when he was a guest. And I wouldn't. We actually had to move this episode a week because Pancho Taco was taking his daughter to Paw Patrol Live.
Yep.
Which is more important than anything could ever be in this world. So we moved the episode by a week. And if we had done the episode last week, I wouldn't have been partnered. So 2 days after we were supposed to do it, I got the note. Can I tell you guys how it happened? Like, how I found out?
Yeah, let's hear it. I'm sure there's listeners here who haven't heard it either.
So I was sitting here at my desk, and I had gotten I had gotten a ping on Twitch
Wait. Before we say this, can we talk about the journey to even getting this notification?
Oh, yeah.
Like the whole just like sitting here, like what's going on, you know? Let's put some context behind receiving this.
So, how far back are we going?
Go all the way to application. How's that?
All right. So, I would say like in December, I started noticing, I was like, wow, my average is like 70 views per hour right now. And if you don't know the partner qualifications, one of them is in order to qualify to apply, you have to have a 75 per hour viewer average for the last 30 days altogether as your average. So
Right.
I was like, gosh, I'm creeping up into like the 70s right now. And I really was like going back and forth. Do I tell my community? Do I share this with people? Because it was people who were coming into my streams, were like, are you close to partner? Have you applied to partner? Are you getting close to partner? You look like you're close to partner. Are you a partner yet? Are you going to be a partner? Did you apply for partner? So I was like, oh my gosh, like I felt so much pressure. I was like, everyone's asking me about it. And, I'm close with my community. I tell everybody every stream that I still remember my first week streaming, my first 2 weeks streaming, my first month streaming, my first couple of months where having 2 viewers was like the best day of my life. And I thought I was the coolest thing ever, having 2 people chatting in there. I never lost sight of that. And I don't think I ever will. So I was going back and forth about telling people because I didn't want to do the typical partner push. I didn't want to tweet, hey guys, I'm partner. And listen, everyone else's journey is different. I've been with people on their partner pushes and I think it's incredible. I've loved being part of people's partner pushes. I'll give you the lurk if you're partner pushing like all day long. But for me, I was so nervous about it because I never started streaming to try to be a partner. I just really like video games and want to hang out with some cool people. And I really went back and forth about it. And I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna tell everybody. So I had a stream. I was like, hey guys, I want to tell you something. I was like, we're in the 70s right now. I think that maybe if we keep on an upward trend, maybe we'd be able to apply for partners soon. That'd be cool. So I think from December-ish, like January, when I told everybody, it took me until February 6th to be able to actually unlock applying. So that's when I had the over 75 average, which was, I couldn't even believe it. There was like 3 weeks where I was going back and forth and my average would be 72 and then it'd be 73 and have a good day. And then I've had a rough stream on like a Sunday, which are newer days for me. It'd go down to 71 and then I'd be at 74. So I was like, it was just so stressful. I'm not somebody who looks at numbers. I look at the people who are there and I appreciate those people and I don't care how many there are. And when we actually hit the number, I could not believe it. I was in complete shock. So I poured my heart and my soul into that application. I couldn't even read my own application because it was just making me cry. And I called my mom and I read it to her, very choked up. And I just talked about my people and what they meant to me. And, I gushed about like my community and like different things that we do and activities that I do. But I also talked about myself. I was like, I put daily content out on my YouTube. I put TikToks out. I work a full-time job and I do this I stream over 20 hours a week. Like, I work hard. If you look at my numbers from 3.5 years ago to now, you'll see one trend and that is upward. And that's it. I was like, so if you're looking at numbers, Twitch, I think the second sentence in my application said, I hope that I am the outlier that you say yes to on the first try. Because I've done everything you asked me to do, and I've worked hard for 3.5 years. So it said on the page where I applied, it said, we'll get back to you in 7 business days. I was like, okay. I shot that email out, all good. Then another page says, okay, well, we'll get back to you in up to 2 weeks. So I was like, okay. So every day for 2 weeks, I'm nervous. While I'm live, I have my email up, like just in case every new email I got, I was like, hold on a second, guys, I got an email. I was on edge and it was torture. It was absolute torture. Both of you definitely got messages from me. during those weeks where I was just nervous and the thing was I was expecting denial because everyone gets denied their first time, their second time. So I couldn't believe it was taking so long because I was like, gosh, now I have to wait all this time because they're going to deny me. I have to wait to apply again. I felt like I was losing steam. I felt like people were starting to not care. And then the third week comes that I'm waiting, and I was like, what is going on? Like I was like, did they forget me? What am I going to do? So I applied on February 6th, March 4th, which was Monday. I had a rough day at work, long day at work, and I'm sitting at my desk still. I hadn't even left my desk from my work day yet. I had just shut my laptop, stressed out. I was watching a dear friend of mine stream, and I get a ping on Twitch. I'm thinking it's one of those pings. You know what I'm talking about when you get that number 1 and you click on it and it says your gift sub to so-and-so has expired.
Right.
I get those all the time, and that's what it looked like. So I click on it and it said, you have unlocked Twitch partner access. And I literally, I sat back in my chair for a second and I just was like, I took a breath and I remember out loud, I live alone, so it's just me and my dogs. And I was like, oh my God, 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 oh my God. And I was like, my hands are shaking, like really shaking. And I'm sitting here like for a second, like not knowing what to do with myself. So the first thing I did was I opened my email. And there's the email. There's this like iconic picture. Everybody tweets it that says, it has the Twitch little like girl with the purple hair. And it says, congratulations, you've been invited to the partner program. And there she was. I pick up my phone and I couldn't even dial. Like on my phone, my hand was just shaking. I'm hysterical crying at this point. And I FaceTime my mom. I'm trying not to get choked up, but I FaceTime my mom. And I was like, Mom, I got partner. And she's with my dad and she's screaming and my dad's yelling and we're so happy. That call lasted about 60 seconds. I was like, I gotta go. I gotta tell my community. I gotta tell everyone. So I got off the phone and I go to Discord. I promised my best friend that I would message her first. I sent her a quick message. Hey, I got partner. I love you. I got partner. So I'm at this. So I go to my page, and I didn't have the check mark yet on my page, on my Twitch page. So I start like typing in my Discord a message to everybody saying, "Oh my gosh, we got partnered." And I had messaged Pancho Taco that day, something stream related, a couple hours before that, and he happened to respond to me right then. And I was like, I did it. I wrote it, I think in all capitals to you, Ponchako. I go, I got partner. I did it. I got partner. And and you're so smart, before you even said like GG or whatever, you sent me a screenshot of my name on my page with the check mark. And it was the first time I had seen it was when you sent me that picture, Ponchako. And you were like, you better tell your Discord before somebody sees this. And I was like, I'm telling him right now. So I sent the message out. And this friend of mine whose stream I was watching, I guess I won't say his name, like, but I was watching him and he's a dear friend of mine. He said it to me a million times. He goes, please, if you get partner while I'm live ever, you better come in and tell everybody. I was like, okay. So I told my Discord, and as soon as I hit enter on that post, I went to his stream. I cheered 100 bits, so there would be like TTS. And I said, oh my God, I got partner. And he stopped everything and he's screaming. He's like, what? He's like, are you serious? And a bunch of like my community and like our friends were all in there and everyone's freaking out. And then my check mark popped up for the first time. And it was such a big celebration. He put music on. We were all freaking out. And I was like, all right, guys, the next day was a Tuesday where I was streaming. So I was like, we'll celebrate tomorrow. And that's how I found out.
One of my favorite parts is that downtime between it's miserable. The partner waiting is miserable. It's not fun. You celebrate, but you celebrate the relief of getting it. But I forget when it was. It was like 2 weeks after or 3 weeks after the application. They're like, I am not hearing from them. I'm like, let me check. Let me see how long it took me. And I looked, and it's like 1 day later after I applied, they let me know. I'm like, that probably
they're like,
didn't.
"There's
I
no
felt
way."
terrible. I should have just kept my mouth shut. Like I couldn't figure it out. It was 1 day later, and you're like, thanks, pops. Appreciate your
Yeah.
support. I was not helpful at all.
It's funny, Ashley. Right after you said when you got yours, I swear I saw like a day later. Somebody I didn't know. Somebody I didn't know. They posted like on a thread somewhere or something like that. They were like, I applied for partner and I got denied the next day. Like after you waited a month, someone's like, I just applied yesterday and I got denied today. Like it was like after you had to wait an entire month. It's like the whole queue was just sitting there. And like they just cleared it all out like almost at the same time. It seems like I don't know, like we all know that there's like a lot of mass layoffs at Twitch recently, and I can only assume maybe that's why things were backed up so much. Oh, I don't know, and maybe like they didn't quite have the workforce to be able to handle that position yet, or something like that. That I know we've talked about that, and we've kind of come to the conclusion that is probably what was going on there.
Right.
But I just thought it was kind of funny that like the next day I saw someone write something like that just somewhere. It wasn't a streamer. I had never heard of them or anything. And I just saw them write in some thread somewhere that they got denied like literally the next day. So I just thought, I was like, wow, from 1 month to 1 day for this person.
What's really cool about your journey is like you did it the right way. Like it was hard work. Like I don't think anyone works harder on Twitch than you, which is you have a full-time job as well. I don't have a full-time job. You know, this in theory is my full-time job. I don't work a quarter as hard as you work at it. And it is fun to see, you know, your hard work pay off. But when my first partner application, I did the same thing, and mine was a lot. Like I got so many huge raids. I was not averaging 75. I backdoored my way, but I put a lot of time in my partner application and like wanted it to be like almost like a resume. And I got denied. And like when I finally got to where, okay, I'm actually 0 raids getting 75 plus viewers, like when my application almost felt real, that one I just put, I like video games and lasers, I think was my partner application. And that was the one that got accepted, which is ridiculous. So I put all this time and love into the fake one, but then the one that got accepted, I was done writing the same thing over and over again. So I'm just like, I like stuff and junk, but it is the biggest of reliefs. It is not a fun grind. At first, it was super stressful for me because I'm like, I need that 70-30 split, baby. And I forget who it was. Like, dude, you don't get any more money. It's just like an achievement and you get other perks outside of money. I'm like, wait, there's no more money? I was so heartbroken. And that was at least some relief off of me. But it is a not fun grind. And the relief you could see it on Ashley's face right now. Like, all right, this is fun again. You know, I don't have to stress because it is a goal. You want to work hard towards it. But it's nice to know, like, okay, now I can focus on something. You still want to grow and do things, but you don't have to stress out about always having to do this exact thing. Like you can stream on an off day if you some days you just feel like streaming, and you can't do that during a partner push because you're locked into your busy days. Like that's it. So you can't mess around with games you would normally do, and it's just a relief knowing, like, you know what, I feel like streaming Paperboy today, and I can stream Paperboy. And I'm going to have fun, and the people that show up are going to have fun. It's just, it's nice to have. But yeah, super congrats. I don't think, Punch, you know anyone that works harder on their stream than Ashley? I can't think of anyone. It's nuts.
Nope. Can't.
Are you laughing, Poncho, because of all the work you do on my stream?
Hey, I don't talk about it. I'm happy to help where I can.
I definitely, like, I had the celebration stream, and the day before, Ponch said to me, he was like, don't like say anything sappy about me or whatever. I was like, do you even know who I am as a person? Of course I'm gonna get sappy when I talk about you. Oh man.
Well, backing up just a little bit to what Pops was saying. What's common is this obviously, as you pointed out, Ashley, a little bit earlier, this is not like a new thing for us that somebody was just newly partnered. I can think of like 3 other times this has happened almost.
Yeah.
And one thing that resonates that I've heard from all these people, what they say is that, and we all agree, a huge, awesome milestone, absolutely huge. Like it's an achievement that many streamers are looking for, right? And when they do that, and I'm sure you've had this thought, it's like, okay, we've just begun. This is just beginning now. There is still a mountain in front. Like we haven't cleared anything, right? We've made it to like a place where I can sit and rest on a mountain for a moment, and then we're 100%. We're climbing higher.
Sure.
Yeah, it's
absolutely.
Yeah. It's a great milestone. GG, congrats on behalf of AP and AP alumni and everything. Of course, congrats. And it'll be exciting to see where it goes from here. But like everybody has said that's come through, it's only just starting, right? Even partners who we've had who have been partnered for many years say that it's they're still looking high. They're still trying to aim higher and higher. It's awesome to see.
I will say that having like the check mark, it's to me a badge of honor, not just for me, but for my community, because I can't clone myself into 75 people that show up. Like there are people who come to the streams. I'm sure this is true for everybody. That's for at least for the 3 of us, and for so many people, there are people who have not missed an Ashley Florida stream in years, who have not missed one stream. Now we have the stream streaks. There's people who are, who just never miss a day ever. And for me to be able to have that, that badge of honor to say we did this together, it's huge. It's something that's so special and that not a lot of people can say that they accomplished. And if you had told me 3.5 years ago, when I had no camera and no scenes, I had just my game and my microphone, and I was grinding the world record in Bell's Quest, that this would ever have happened to me, I never would have believed it in a million years. So, you don't have to start streaming with these big goals of becoming a partner, but I said to myself, at the end of 2022, I said in 2023, I'm really going to give streaming a try. I'm going to work really hard. I'm going to grind. I'm going to post on other social medias, and I'm going to, make my Discord a fun and active place. And by the end of last year, I was so close to partner that I was like, I'm going to keep going. And I'm so very, very glad that I did. I had a lot of help from people. My stream literally would not run if it wasn't for Pancho Taco and helping me with everything behind the scenes. And Pops was definitely my biggest partner mentor. Oh yeah. Yes, you were. I had a lot of partners who really were cheering me on and helping me. But I would say my biggest partner mentor was definitely Cheese Pops. Had the best advice for me and was patient and listened when I needed an ear. And I'm happy that the grind part is over for the check mark, but the grind is never over. And I love too that Twitch now has the partner, the plus program and all that stuff. So there's even more that you can strive for to achieve and stuff like that. But yeah, I just it's a big relief, and the hard work is only just starting.
I would like
go ahead.
Go ahead.
All right. Well, the relief is like my favorite part, because like for those who don't know, like not streamers, like there's a lot of ups and downs in streaming. Like you can have the best stream of your life on Monday, and then Tuesday is you can come with the same energy, put the same amount of like entertainment out there and think you kill it, and check the numbers and it's just dead. And like there's highs and lows, and that's part of the fun. And like you never, if you get too high or get too low, you're not going to last as a streamer. You're going to burn out real quick. But during the partner push, like you kind of like you need those highs every single time, and it's super draining, and you take everything personally. Whereas like once it's done, you're like, okay, I'm not gonna like you can deal with those lows because they happen. You never know. Like sometimes it's just that's part of the grind and the deal. And
Yeah.
it's so much less stressful when you're not in that. But when you're in that moment, it is not fun because you're so nervous hitting go live. Like, is it a mistake hitting go live today? Because what if I only get 74? Like, what if this happens? And like, that is the worst way to stream. And like, you have to hype yourself, and like, you killed it the whole time. You could never tell. But like, I know like how dreadful hitting go live was, thinking like anything could happen. This could be the worst stream of all time, not because of me. And now when I hit go live, like, I'm excited to make a fool of myself. Like, I can't wait to go in. If there's 2 people there, I'm going to have a blast either way, because you never know. It's the highs. I think what our former guest, Dan G, said it like amazingly. Like, you never know one stream to the next. Like, you could be killing it one day, have 300 people. Next day you have 20. And that's just part of the deal. That's part of the fun of Twitch. And like, during that partner push, you don't get to enjoy that up and down. It's miserable, man.
You don't, because it's like you go from a mindset, at least for me, where you appreciate every single person that stops in for just a second, like, and you never, like, you're not thinking about the quantity, but the quality of the people that you have. And then all of a sudden, I started being like, so and so didn't show up today. Do they not like me anymore? Do they not want to help me on my push? Do they not want to? Don't they know how close I am? And then I would stop myself and be like, what are you thinking? These people have lives, and you know that. And people come and go on Twitch, and I never expect anybody to ever show up or be there. Not one person do I ever expect to be there. And the push is tough because you're so reliant on a number, and now that I don't have to worry about that anymore, I can just focus on entertaining my people and having the best quality streams that I possibly can, instead of thinking what's going to get me a certain number of people in here today.
So that being said, Ashley, let's get Poncho to be miserable now. Like, that's going to be so much fun watching that cool dude be like, watch me.
Partner taco.
Partner taco. It has begun.
Yeah,
I cannot wait to watch you sweat. It's going to be great.
Yeah, we got a little ways till then, so we'll deal with that whenever that happens.
What's crazy, like, it happens. And it's fun to see. Like, you've seen it with a lot of different people, because you've got an awesome stream. It's just, how do you get eyes on that stream? And when it happens, it just happens. Like, for me, I was lucky enough. Like, my streams were like I had a ton of fun, the same number forever. And then lucky enough to get a raid by someone who's like, oh, now there's more eyes. They see what's going on. Now my numbers are increasing. Like, it's going to happen sooner or later. It's just the waiting game, and like
it is a domino effect. Yeah, there is definitely a domino effect that we've seen. Kind of what I mean, Pops. You were telling us offline, a kind of a domino effect for you. Like, it just, as other people start getting more popular and stuff like that, it just kind of starts dominoing to those who like to hang out. People who talk about each other, like streamer friends and stuff like. It just kind of starts dominoing as more and more people get popular and stuff. There definitely is like some type of domino effect, which is kind of cool to see happen to people and stuff.
It just takes that one moment to get like the right amount of eyes on your product. Can we call it a product? But your stream's awesome. So if you get a raid of 10,000 people watching your stream, they're going to stick around. Like, that's the deal. It's hard because you can't tell Twitch to send folks your way. I have no idea how they do it. But what's awesome about like raiding and community and going in is like, hey, check out this dude. His stream is incredible. And there's enough eyes out there for everyone. Like Tanuki Dan, another guest, got raided by a big streamer, and like that changed his life, the course of his life. And so it's all about, any given day, anything can happen. So as long as you have 10 people in your stream and you're killing it and you're having a ton of fun, boom, you get a huge raid. Just keep doing what you do. You don't have to change the formula. Even though as soon as you get a big raid, the first thing you do is start sweating and change everything you do, which is hilarious.
Which is kind of funny, because like nowadays, like I don't know, after 3 years of streaming, like like I don't know, like maybe like I don't know, like a month or two ago, I had like a 900 person raid or something like that, and like I mean, it's kind of exciting, but at the same time, I'm just like, yo, guys, what's up? Welcome in. You know, it's like, I don't sweat bullets or anything like I've never really sweated bullets. The only time I've sweated bullets, because I didn't know what to do was when I was streaming. And the only time I had like raids of like, I don't know, like not like massive, like maybe 20, 30 was like the biggest raid I'd ever received. And then Slade raided me one day, you know, and it was just like out of nowhere. And I was just like, hey, what's up? Hey, welcome in. I was like, okay.
Hi.
Yeah,
and now you have
exactly.
a custom raid alert for Slade.
Yeah, I do have the only customized raid alert. Yes, yeah.
Can I mention Slade for a second? I have to. I would have to mention him because he's such a big part of this journey for me. And he actually makes people, when I tell this story, put the resident sleeper emote in chat. He actually tells people, if Ashley tells this story, please put resident sleeper in her chat. But this will be the last time I tell it, I promise. All right, I see it. I just peeked over at our live chat.
People are putting it in.
Resident sleepers. Back in the day, before I had a Twitch account, I would watch Slade and Barb, and I stop laughing, Pancho Taco. And I was like, Slade's super cool. I like this guy. I'm gonna make a Twitch account. I want to go talk there. So I did. I made a Twitch account just so that I could talk in Slade's stream. He was my first stream I followed, the first stream that I chatted in, and the first stream I subscribed to. And almost 4 years later now, you know, here I am finally a partner. And he, you know, around the December to January time, he noticed I was close to partner. And somebody had to tell me to go watch this clip, but there was one night that I was streaming and he was going to get off stream and he was looking for somebody to raid. He said, hey, Ashley Florida streaming. Let's go raid her. He goes, she's got to be close to partner, right? He goes, I'm going to raid her every stream until she gets partner. And I couldn't believe that. Like, when I didn't know he said that, you know, until after my stream and someone told me. And I watched the footage and I was like, that's a sweet thing to say. Like, there's no way he's going to do it. Do you know that man? Every stream from that day that we were on at the same time for like 2 months, he raided me. Every time. Every single time. And he said to me, he's like, you need something, you let me know. And that, like, you know, Slade's my hero. Like, you know, he's my favorite streamer ever since the day I got on Twitch. And for like someone who, you know, I met every close person that I am because of him, or person that I'm close to because of him. I met Pancho Taco because of him, and my whole community, like I would say 85 to 90% of my community comes from some kind of relationship that came from the Slade stream. So for where it all started, for him to say, wow, she's close, let me help her out, like I don't know how I'm not crying right now. I'm really choking it back, but I will forever be grateful that he even noticed it on his own and took it upon himself to share his community with me, like he had already been doing, and that he wanted to help me out on my journey. And he was so proud of me. I remember I went into his stream that night that I got partner in. He was just so proud. And yeah, I'll never forget what he did for me.
The non-consent raid or the consent raid is one of my fun, like,
it is great.
He was my first big raid. He's like, hey, can I come bring my friends to your stream? And I saw Slade. I'm like, I know that name. And I was not part of the Slade community at all, but I knew the name because he was big enough and watched a lot of DGR. And I'm like, drenched in sweat. That's when I had like my first, it was like legit my first or second Mario Maker stream. And I'm like, well, guess I'm a Mario Maker streamer now, but I love it. That gimmick was so hilarious. And yeah, he's just genuinely, I don't think I've ever heard a bad word about that dude. So shout out
he's
there.
Cool guy. Cool guy.
No one talks smack on him.
Good dude.
I'd like to before we move on, I would like to bring back one thing that you said in particular, Ashley. For those who are listening, if you're a member of Ashley's channel community and a regular member and stuff, Ashley said one thing that stuck out with me just a second ago. And it's that the check mark isn't her. She didn't do the check mark. She didn't do the check mark. It's you guys. It's you guys. If you weren't there, there would be no check mark. That check mark is a symbol of you.
My check mark's mine. I did all of the work myself, and no one helped me the entire way. It is the Twitch saw that I was there, and they're like, check. So thanks for nothing, everyone else. That was so mean. Can we edit that? Let's cut that. I was trying to do like a WWE.
Craig.
Craig, get that out of here. I love everyone.
No, but
so mean.
absolute congrats from AP. The alumni of AP, I know, will be very excited to hear that, as well as our guests. I know they're all excited to hear that, as well as everybody who's listening. Obviously, congrats, absolute GG.
Thank you.
I can't wait for Bleachy to come back and all three of us have check marks. And he's like, as soon as I leave, everything blows up. What happened here?
That's gonna be that's gonna be a wild time. That's gonna be a wild time. He did promise he will reach back out when he's back, and we're definitely having him back on. It's gonna be a great time. It's gonna be a great time.
I will say his Discord is all shut down, but it's still there. And there's one channel in it that you can type in, and it's his mod channel. And for some reason, I'm the only mod he added to it, and I don't know why. So I wrote to him this week, and I said, like, hey, I got partner. And it was very emotional, and I was like crying while I wrote it, but I like wanted him to I wanted to write it on the day. So it was like my fresh words to like tell him so that when he comes back, he can read it. But I did. I wrote to Bleachy for when he gets back to tell him, because I know he'll be proud.
I'm sure he'll be very excited. I'm sure he will. Video games.
Yeah.
Video games. If you like video games, yeah, let's talk about video games, guys. What are you playing? What are you guys playing? Whether it's on stream or off stream, what are you guys playing? I know, Pops, you talked about some Sega Saturn game or something like that. What
it's Sega, it's Shining Force, and it's basically Sega's Fire Emblem, and it's hitting the spot. The first one does have some of the worst music I've ever heard in my life, to the point where the wife has yelled at me, like, mute that, turn it down. It is obnoxiously bad the whole way through. It's like one song on loop for the entire game. What made it chef's kiss, though, last night and today, is the final boss battle. So the final boss room ups the ante. They take the bad music, make it worse and more obnoxious, which is, she's like, what are you doing? It gets worse. I'm like, it gets worse. And it's this long drawn out battle where for some reason, instead of making it harder, they just made you miss every attack. Like legit, these 3-headed monsters, you can't hit them unless you use magic. But I'm brute force. If you're a magic character, get on the bench. Give me the dude with the hammer, So I'm all brute force the whole time, and apparently these characters can't be. But long story short, it's obnoxious. And then once you kill the obnoxious section, you go into the final dragon fight, and somehow the music gets even worse. It's just an escalation of terribleness that I just enjoyed the ride. It felt good. As soon as I beat the game, though, right in the Shining Force 2, I mentioned to you guys, and since we've already talked about Slade today, the whole plot of Shining Force 2 is Slade the rat thief steals the jewels of protection and causes like chaos and failure. And the music is good now. The gameplay is quicker and everything is refined, and I'm having a blast with it. And so it's not a game I would watch on Twitch. And that's my rule of thumb. Like if I don't watch these, I'm not going to stream it kind of deal. But it is a very fun, awesome game that as I said, it's hitting me and I'm so excited after the podcast. First thing I'm going to do is go fire that back up and play it. So I am enjoying, I'm in my retro phase and I am enjoying it. Shining Force, where Slade he's a rat thief. He's on the team now. He has a little silver knife. He's not very good. He does 2 points of damage, but I know he's going to the game is you can have 70 characters and you pick which ones you want to have on your party. He is going to be my mascot. He's not going anywhere. He's probably not going to be helpful at any point in time. But, that's the point. Do you ever do that? Keep a character around that's not helpful, but you just like them.
Always.
And so you like it's RPG kind of thing. Like, all right, Gilder, you're not good in Skies of Arcadia, but you can definitely hang because I like your attitude. So that's my so I went on a rant there, but I'm just really excited. It's been a ton of fun.
Just loving that game.
It's such a good feeling.
For me, I mean, I'm playing a number of things on stream. First off, Grand Poo World 3, of course. I'm playing that. I crossed 100 hours of it just this past week. 100 hours. I'm at 33 of 41 exits. I think 33 is correct. 33 of the 41 exits. And then we're not stopping anytime soon. I'm gonna keep playing that one till it's done. I am enjoying it. I'm pretty much keeping my stream guarantee of progress every night, which is typically a level beat, which my streams are usually about 3 to 4 hours. And usually I'll beat a level. If not, I'll get a really good H or check mark if people aren't familiar with Mario lingo or something like that. Or checkpoint. Otherwise, I'm playing Banjo-Tooie. Which is it's definitely a game of its time. What is it? N64 Rare developed collectathon. It's definitely a game of its time. I kind of like it. I've been kind of in the mood for a callback game like this, and I'm kind of liking it. It is kind of an overwhelming game with just how much you can collect, and the fact that there's backtracking involved. Like, you can't even collect everything in a level until you're like 4 levels later, you get some new Kazooie weapon. And then in order to get to that secret in that level that was 4 ago, you have to go 3 levels back and find the secret entrance into that second world. Like, it's in order to get the stuff. So it's like, it's kind of crazy. There's a lot of things, but it's pretty fun. And then offline, I'm playing, you guys ever heard of Helldivers 2?
I've watched a little bit of it recently on Twitch. It's really it's blown up a little bit. It kind of died down just a tad recent, like the last week. But man, everyone was kind of playing that, and I've watched a bunch of streamers do it.
If for anybody who's listening who's maybe not familiar with it, it's an extraction shooter, I think is what people are starting to call it, and I have a feeling extraction shooters are going to become kind of like the new battle royale, kind of, especially based off the success of this. Because we all know battle royale has been around forever, or for many years now. It blew up, and it's still. And I think the first person shooter genre is kind of starting to get a little. They need a shift, right? They need a shift, or not first person, but just a shooter in general. I think extraction shooters is going to be it. What it is Helldivers. You're these. It's like this, like Space Marines, basically, right? And the concept of the game is it's this PvE game. There's no PvP, although there is friendly fire 24/7, which makes for some hilarious moments. Wow. But it's PvE. Basically, there is this evolving world in the game, and it's literally you have insects and robots. I can't remember what they call them. And they're taking over planets. And you, as the collective players across all of in real life, you're fighting back, but these things will actually overtake inside the game, and the entire game can lose. Like, the online community can lose and get overcome, and then they have to reboot, like basically Helldivers 2. They reboot it back to where there's only a few planets infiltrated, and so we're like, you as the players are fighting back, which is a really cool concept. And the extraction part comes from you basically get dropped into a planet, and you pick your loadouts. It's very basic loadouts. It's not like Call of Duty where now you can go get all these customizable attachments and everything like that. You can pick like a flamethrower, a Gatling gun that you can throw and shoot things with, airstrike, stuff like that. And you do your mission, which is sometimes clear out the eggs of the insects. Go save some people who are here, some civvies. And then afterwards, you have to extract. You have to get back to where you go, and you light up the beacon, and then it's basically, if you remember, like Halo Reach. At the end of Halo Reach, it's survive. Although this time a jet actually comes for you and picks you up, but you just sit there and you survive. And the game, it's based around you definitely playing with other people. If you can play it solo, you're not going to have fun because the difficulty of the game does not scale back if you're only one person. If you're playing a level 9 and you're one person, you're going to get pummeled within seconds. You have to go in with at least like 4 people on that and stuff. But really cool game. I kind of love the overall arc that it's this giant PvE game where us as the players are fighting back. And there's milestones that, like, if we save certain cities, like, they will actually, like, I think just this week they're launching mechs now because we saved a certain city that can develop mechs. So now we're gonna get like mechs that we can drive and like and fight back with and stuff like that. Like it's pretty cool. It's a cool concept. I think extraction shooters are going to be the next battle royale, though, in the shooter space.
That is interesting. You brought that up because one of my favorite like thought games that I do with myself is like, what's the new 99? Like, what's the new F-Zero 99?
Yeah.
Yes.
The new Tetris 99. I love thinking of that. And literally twice, but this is literally, just make a note of it. I was thinking if instead of fighting each other, the next 99 game was PvE, like 99 people working towards one goal. And I was thinking, what would work with like Smash TV? Can you imagine like 99 people? And if you've never played Smash TV, it's one of the most fun arcade to Super Nintendo games of all time. You're 2 dudes basically in like a, I don't know, Running Man like format. It's a game show, just wave after wave of enemies while you collect VCRs and prize. It's just a super fun game. And I thought that would be fun, PvE like that. But like literally was just thinking PvE 99, what could be? And I've not put a ton of thought into it, but like I would love that. Like working together, 99 people towards a goal would be a blast instead of just being like the last person to survive.
Right.
The game would be perfect for that. But like I want more PvE in my life. I'm sick of fighting other people. They're better than me.
I'm not
I want them
competitive.
on
Yeah,
my
exactly.
team versus a goal.
Yeah.
There's no way I'm going to outshoot a 12-year-old in a first-person shooter. There's no way. I don't have the reflexes anymore. They're going to destroy me every time.
Exactly. And if we're on a team and we lose, I can blame my teammates. It's not my fault.
Yeah,
Punch was not carrying his weight. I love a good team. That's why I always play Team Slayer, because if I play solo and I lose, who do I have to blame? But if it's a team, you know, it's always that one dude or lag.
Lag.
And the sun was in my eyes, allergies, controller drift, man. It got me. No way I lost on my own accord.
Oh, my batteries ran out. Come on.
All right.
What is that's interesting?
That does happen though, to be fair.
Yeah, it does. Ashley, before we go to you, what is like 99? That is an interesting thing, and they did some crazy things like F-Zero. Who would have seen that coming? Is there another like Nintendo property you think that a 99 could work for? I have an idea. I'm interested to hear if you guys have one that's like, oh, this could work really well for 99. Do you guys have any ideas? I can share mine if you.
I got one.
Okay.
Paperboy.
Paperboy 99.
Think about it for a second. Paperboy 99. You can, you get papers and you're doing your whole thing. And then people can have the tornado come at you, or the dude with the lawnmower, or the guy that's like working out or whatever.
So kind of like in how, like, for example, Tetris 99, you can like throw things to other players and affect their game. So it'd be kind of like that, where you can see all their little screens everywhere. And as you're doing yours, you can throw extra things at them and stuff. That'd be cool.
Exactly. Yeah, I think that could work.
Cool.
I just thought of that. Yeah.
Underrated game. One of my favorite. I had one of my great accomplishments, forget, is almost all 7 days perfect deliveries, except for one day I missed 2 houses and I was devastated.
No.
Like, I don't know how to get, like, I was nailing mailbox after mailbox, and like I had a lot of wheat sodas that night, but I was super focused for some reason, and I was in the Paperboy zone. That would be a ton of fun. I love Paperboy. Super underrated, not talked about enough. Mm-hmm. So much fun.
I have an idea, and based off of what Nintendo has done, and it somehow worked. Like Pac-Man 99, somehow they got that to work. Tetris 99, they somehow got that to work. F-Zero 99, somehow they got to work. I think they can do something with Punch-Out. I think they can do a Super Punch-Out 99 in some way where it's like 1v1, and then you just, and as you win, you just suddenly get queued in with like the next person who ever won this bracket over. I don't know, or it's PvE to some degree. I don't know. I think a Super Punch-Out 99. Nintendo, if they could make it work with these other properties, it shouldn't work, but somehow it does.
Yeah.
I think they could do a Super Punch Out and people would love it. People love Super Punch Out. I think somehow they could pull it off. I don't know the logistics or what they should do, but I think based off of somehow they pulled out 99 out of these other games and they could somehow work it in here. I think that'd be kind of cool to see.
I love Punch Out. Beating Tyson was the same feeling as getting partner on Twitch. It was incredible. I was so proud of myself. He knocks you out in one hit, Ashley. It's ridiculous. And he just twitches and you're twitching. Then he fakes you out and you dodge too early and he's laughing at you. And the worst part about getting punched by Tyson in that game is you dodge and you mistime it. You go to the left and there's that 1 second where you're like, I know I'm going to come back and he's going to punch me in the face and I'm going to hit the floor. Tyson is a jerk in that. I love that. That's a good one. I thought Star Fox 99, just 99 ships fighting.
I've heard people say that. Yeah.
But at the same time, like, would that be fun or too much chaos? I think it would be too, like, I'd be shot down in 10 seconds and be like, well, I'm never playing that again. Like, that wasn't fun. That's what happens in Fortnite. I drop in, I get killed, and now there's 20 more minutes. Or I drop in and I search everywhere, and then I get killed after 20 minutes of doing nothing. Like, I'm not a battle royale person. Went on a little bit of a tangent there. Punch Out was good. Should have kept my mouth shut. It's too late. Still talking, though. Here we go. Ashley, mute me.
All right. Okay. Let's go. Ashley, what game are you playing? I had to go on the tangent because you just brought up 99. I was like, let me tackle this while I'm thinking about it. Ashley, what games are you playing right now?
So offline. So, I should say first online. I'm every Sunday I'm doing Ocarina of Time randomizers. I'm on my second one, but I'm picking hard settings. Like, the first time I did it, I didn't know what I was doing, and I picked Skull Sanity. It was called Token Sanity, and didn't know what that meant. Picked it, and I didn't realize it meant that a Skulltula could have anything. I found the hook shot from a Skulltula. Like, you just never know. So it was a long playthrough. It took me many streams to finish it, but it was such a great accomplishment. I'm on my second seed now that I've ever done. Having an absolute blast. I love the Sunday streams so much. They just bring me so much joy. So I had such a desire to play vanilla Ocarina of Time. It had been a couple years since I've played. So I'm doing a playthrough at night, usually like late at night, of Ocarina of Time. I'll put in just a little bit of time at night. I think I'm only in the Forest Temple right now, but I've been doing that for the last like week and a half, just putting a little bit into Ocarina of Time at night. And then offline, I actually randomly was playing Grand Poo 3. I only when I did Grand Poo 3, I did the first 3 levels and I got fake ending. And that was enough for me for now. I will go back to it one day. I've talked about it many times, but last night I was like, gosh, I feel like playing Grand Poo 3 right now. So I popped it on and I went back to level 3. Do you know? And listen, it took me 15 hours to beat level
Blades
1.
of Chaos, right? Is that the name of that level?
It's Blades of Chaos. Oh, yeah. Yes, it is.
Great level.
It took me 15 hours to beat level 1. I think it took me 8 hours to beat level 2 and 7 to beat level 3. I'm not fast. I'm new. It takes me a very long time, but I get there eventually. Would you know that last night I beat Blades of Chaos, in 90 minutes, the whole level?
Not bad.
I was proud of myself. That was the second time I've ever touched it, and I was very proud of myself.
Not bad. That's all you say? That's fantastic. I've seen better.
I've seen better. No, that's great.
Yeah. 90 minutes. That's not world record pace.
We've had Mr. Mighty Mouse on this podcast, who holds most of the records in Grand Poo World 3. And I watch him all the time. So perhaps I'm being a little hard on myself, but I was very proud of myself for that. On stream, I've been playing through these hacks called Super City World 1 through 3. And I'm on the third one right now. And the creator's been hanging out in my chat while I've been playing through all 3 of the hacks. The first hack, they're all beginner Kaizo. They should definitely not be beginner though. At least, especially the third one. It should definitely be intermediate. It is full of trolls. He sat in my chat the other day for 2 hours without talking. He didn't speak the whole time. and I hit a troll where I died, and I was working so hard towards this level, and I finally get to the end, and I'm so excited. And this troll, I think it was a troll fish. I got to the H, and before I could jump, a fish out of nowhere just smacked me in the head and killed me. And there he was with the smirk. Just smiley face in the chat.
Just
no
a
words.
Smiley face, no words.
Just a smiley face. I go, you've been sitting here for 2 hours waiting to put that smiley face. And he was like, yeah, I've been sitting here since you started stream.
That's awesome. Do it in the playoffs, though.
Oh, he's incredible. The hacks are great. The third one is very difficult in comparison to the other two, but having an awesome time with it. And then yeah, so I've been doing SMW, Ocarina of Time, and when I got partnered, I was like, I don't want to be one of those partners that like I'm like, yay, I'm a partner now, I can play whatever I want and change my whole schedule. I didn't want to do that. So, but I did let my community know, like, I'm gonna stick with my SMW, but I like retro, and I do the Ocarina on Sundays. So I was like, I want to start doing more retro. I want to get back into my Bell's Quest speed runs. I used to be a hold world record, and I've been talking forever about how I've never played through Donkey Kong Country 1 through 3. I've beat one time, but it was like a quick play. It was when it came to the Switch Online. That was the only time I ever played it. So starting next Saturday, I'm going to go through Donkey Kong 1 through 3. I plan to 100% all of them, however long it takes. And it'll be really fun. It's going to be cool. So I'm going to do Donkey Kong Country Saturdays until all 3 are done starting next week.
Those are awesome games to stream too. Like the hard part with retro a lot of times are the games that are one and done. Like I played a lot on stream. I had a blast, but it's hard to build up that like things on stream is getting familiar with the game. And that's why speedrunning of retro works a ton, because you learn the game and you start to know the things. But like, I'm not a speedrunner. I'm never going to be a speedrunner. It doesn't keep my interest. And so like the one shot of Aladdin, had a blast doing it, but it's hard to keep people in. Well, with Donkey Kong, those long, drawn out, multiple stream things, especially going for 100%. And I think that's going to be super fun to watch and super successful. I'm excited for that.
Thanks. I'm excited too.
You know who's a big SMW troll maker? Freaking Barb. You play Grand Poo World 3. You play a level for 6 hours, and then right before the end, you're like, there's the end in sight. Kaizo block. A fish flying out of the corner. And then you got to go do those 6 hours all over again. Every time.
So, those are my favorite trolls. Like a really good troll level can be a bit much, because it's almost like Simon Says, where, okay, you have to hit red, green, yellow, like nothing's have to memorize this Lord's Gauntlet. But I love the troll built into a level like that, where it's an actual level, and that cracks me up more than just the single step just being brutal. Like I love if I'm in the mood, that's some of my favorite content, but it seems like fewer like in between kind of deal.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I like the in-level troll with a level.
Sure. Oh yeah. So those are the games we're playing right now. We're playing a lot of cool stuff. Online, offline, a lot of cool stuff going on there. Let's move into our next segment here. I have, if you guys remember, 2 episodes ago, I think we did not a game, but can you guys guess the top 10 Nintendo 64, top 10 rated Nintendo 64 games by Metacritic, which we all know was an aggregation of reviews. So it's as unbiased as possible that I could find critically. So I have another top 10 here. I'm interested if the two of you, how many of these can you figure out? Let me tell you what the top 10 is, and then I have a couple things I'm gonna note about the top 10 though. Before you start giving answers, because there's some things that I do need to disclaimers I need to give you. I want you guys to think of the top 10 best selling video games of all time.
Okay.
Of all time. Now, here's some notes up front, though. This is, for anybody, this is a reference. IGN put this out. They updated it about a month ago, so it's pretty accurate. on their own findings based off of how they've reached out to other outlets to get numbers. But let me tell you a couple things. Here's a couple notes though. Pack-in games are counted towards sales. So for example, let's say you can buy right now you can go to the store and you can buy, let's just use an example of Spider-Man 2 for PlayStation 5. You can buy it there. There was also bundles that came with Spider-Man 2 in the PlayStation 5. That counts as a Spider-Man 2 sale as well. So if it's bundled with the console or if it's bundled with another game, that still counts. Free downloads are not counted. So that would exclude things like Fortnite, League of Legends. And then there are some games. Well, there's a couple games that the developers would not respond to. And if you do call one of these ones, I'll just say that there's no evidence on that, even though they probably are. So with that said, I have a top 10 here. And I'm curious, how many of these top 10s can you guys figure out? Go ahead.
Number 1, Breath of the Wild.
Breath of the Wild.
I don't think it would be.
Is not Zelda? In the top 10.
Wow.
Minecraft is probably number 1. Wii Sports. Everyone had Wii Sports, including your grandmother.
Hold on. Minecraft, number 2 at 300+ million copies sold.
Wow. Okay.
And I should also say this also goes across generations. If they release the game on multiple consoles, if they have a reiteration of the game, like a reimagining of the game, but the game is still called this, that still counts in this list.
How about Ocarina of Time?
Tetris is number 1 at 520 million.
Oh, that was good.
So Tetris and Minecraft, we have the top 2. Those are the top 2 actually. The top 2 video game sellers of all time. What else do you guys think?
Ocarina of Time.
Ocarina of Time is not on the list.
How about
Pops, you said Wii Sports earlier. That is number 4 on the list at 82.9. It's we all know it was a bundle. I don't think it was never sold separately.
That's true.
So hey, they sold 82.9 million.
One of the best games of all time.
How about
that's
Mario 64?
Top 10 for sure.
Mario 64 is not
enough 64
on the list.
Sold.
Not on the list.
64 was a failure. So like even
Mario
games,
1.
no way.
What I'll say
Mario
is
1.
think about
Mario
games that are sold on multiple consoles. Think about that. There
might be.
There is one exclusive. There is only one exclusive on here. 2 exclusives. If you include Wii Sports, there's 2 exclusives.
Mario 1? That would be.
Nope.
I would think because man, it's saved video.
I don't think video games were popular enough back then.
No Tears?
No Tears of the Kingdom.
How about Sonic the Hedgehog?
No Sonic.
No chance for Sonic. I'm trying to think. Computer games. There's a lot of computer nerds out there.
I'll tell you, there is one other Nintendo. There's a Nintendo exclusive on here besides Wii Sports. That's the only other exclusive that's in the top 10 video games of all time sold.
For Smash Brothers.
Nope.
It would have to be on the Wii, I would assume. So what Wii outside of Wii Sports was like overwhelmingly like your grandmother, because you're like, yeah, that's how you have to think about this. Actually, is like everyone had Tetris. The Game Boy, one of the best-selling systems of all time, came with Tetris. Wii came with Wii Sports. Bowling, top 5 game of all time. If any party that has Wii Bowling, you're gonna have fun.
How about Pokemon?
Pokemon is not on the list, which is kind of surprising to me too, but is not. Pokemon is literally one of the biggest system sellers of all time, but it did not make the list.
Everyone always says one of the top selling games on the Switch, or the top selling game on the Switch, is Mario Kart. Is Mario Kart on there?
Mario Kart 8 is number 6 on this list. Mario Kart 8, when you span it across Wii U and Switch, has sold 69.04 million copies. And there are there are still bundles of that. If you go out there to like Best Buy, you'll probably find a Mario Kart 8 Deluxe bundle. So
is there a Halo on this list?
There is not.
Is there a Call of Duty on this list?
People like their
Call
Roblox,
of Duty,
right? Is that a free download?
They had reached out to Activision, and Activision did not supply details on Call of Duty. I think Call of Duty would be on the list, but they did not supply details.
Candy
I'm like
Crush.
looking over at my games.
That's free to play.
Oh, it is free to play.
Okay.
Let me see. I'll give you these games are probably more recent than you think.
Yeah.
That doesn't surprise me.
Number 3.
More recent.
I'm surprised. Number 3, and we don't know it.
Okay, there's a game on here that has released over 3 console cycles. There's 2 games that have released over 3 console cycles. There's 2 games in particular.
Are they Valve?
No.
Damn. Darn.
Man, I'm Wii U, Tetris, Minecraft. Like those, or not Wii U, Wii Sports, Tetris, Minecraft. Wii Sports Resort? There's no way that would...
No, I don't think many people played that because it wasn't a pack-in.
No. Yeah. Wii Sports is so good. I want to play bowling now.
Wii Sports is great.
Man, I can't...
Kingdom Hearts.
I can't think of...
Let me give you what I think is the most obvious one here. And maybe this will get you thinking in this direction for the other games.
Okay.
Grand Theft Auto 5, number 3.
Oh.
At 195 million plus copies sold across multiple consoles, PC release, Xbox and PlayStation at the same time. 3 console gens on all that. Grand Theft Auto 5 at 195 plus or million plus sits at number 3 on the list.
What about the Madden series? Like, are they all lumped together? No,
that's not listed on here at least.
Those games. Good. Hate those games. They're so boring. Oh,
I'm not sure if
sports simulation games are the worst.
I'm not sure if you guys have played any of these other ones, to be honest. I have played every game on this list, I know.
But Diablo?
No. No PC exclusives.
What's World of Warcraft?
Surprisingly, no, actually. That's a huge game. I think the reason why not is because it had a subscription fee before subscription fees were standard. So that gated a lot of people out at the time. Even though it was massive.
That was a fun game.
No Sims.
Ooh, that's a good guess. I like that guess.
One of these games has a long-awaited entry coming.
Skyrim?
Skyrim is number 8 on the list.
Nice.
60 million plus copies sold.
Is there a FromSoft?
So that's not even what that clue was for.
There is no FromSoft. I think FromSoft is still too niche for the giant community, personally. Yeah. It's too difficult for a lot of people. Good suggestion, though. Elden Ring, I know, sold like hotcakes.
Hollow Knight?
Nope.
I was so lost. I can't believe this.
Think I'll give you a developer. I'll give you a developer.
Gimme.
There is another Rockstar game on here.
Oh,
Grand Theft Auto 5 is a Rockstar game. There's another one on here.
Red Dead?
Which one?
2. Red Dead Redemption 2.
The first one?
Red Dead Redemption 2 sold 61 million and sits at number 7.
You must be happy about that.
Red Dead Redemption 2 was a massive release.
That is Pancho Taco's favorite game.
Well, and the thing is, like,
I almost called
Resident Evil. Red Dead Redemption 2 is probably my favorite game of all time. But that game actually like wowed me when I saw it in the top 10 because it does have a multiplayer, but like they didn't focus on it like they did GTA. Like people bought it for the story alone.
Yeah.
They did. I'm sure there's people who bought it because they wanted to check out the multiplayer, but people bought that game for the 80-hour campaign. And I'm surprised that that's sitting here at number 7 alone. A single player game.
What about
people like Uncharted, right?
They do. Yeah, but that I know Mario Kart was an exclusive that was on here, but exclusives don't typically make it on these type of lists, so that one's not on here.
So no Last of Us.
Correct. So where are we at here? We're missing number 5. And we're missing number 9 and 10.
Are they PC games?
These games can be found on PC. In fact, one I think is only on PC. I think they made a mobile version though, but it's only on PC. No, it says platforms PS5. I'll give you some platforms. How's that? This one has a platform PS5, PS4, Xbox Series X and S, Xbox One, PC, and Stadia, apparently.
Stadia.
It did have an early access release. And I can give you one more thing that might give this away. This game kicked off a gigantic genre right now.
Baldur's Gate?
No.
I got it.
I don't know if you guys are going to get this one.
I don't know.
This one is called Player Unknown's Battlegrounds, PUBG.
Oh, PUBG.
PUBG
That's
is what boosted the
Okay.
Battle Royale, and then Fortnite took over.
That makes perfect sense.
PUBG
That makes perfect sense.
At number 5, 75 million copies sold.
Wow.
And now we're just missing 9 and 10. 9 and 10. 10, you did mention a game, one of the biggest games that developer makes, but that was not in the top 10. So you did mention a game that the same developer made.
EA?
No.
I was going to say, they don't make good stuff. Never have. James Pond Aquatic Games on Sega Genesis. Count
If
it!
only. If
No,
only.
that game's terrible. Watching you play it for 2 minutes was like, made you smile. So bad.
I'm like looking over at my games and my systems and trying to think of like.
You would not own this, I don't think.
Okay,
these two games are relatively within 2 console cycles, I would say. Within 2, I think. Without looking at the dates, I'm pretty sure I can remember them at least being on 2 console cycles, both of these.
Are any of them a superhero game?
No. Say that again.
Are they shooters? Like
one is a shooter.
Valve.
One is a shooter.
Call of Duty.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, Activision did not provide
Modern
numbers
Warfare.
for this.
Devil May Cry?
That's right. Yeah.
No.
Doom?
Nope.
Doom was
it
cool.
exclusively multiplayer. And did eventually become no, it did not become free to play. Exclusively multiplayer shooter.
That's Quake, right?
Nope.
Oh wait, what's the Tom Clancy?
Nope. You're thinking
what's
Rainbow
that
Six?
one that's super hard. It's not Rainbow.
You're thinking
Six,
Rainbow
though,
Six
but
Siege?
it's like,
GoldenEye.
Not GoldenEye.
I don't know.
Okay, let me give you maybe this. I don't know how well you know this game. The sequel when it came out was free to play, and the sequel came out pretty recently.
Tony Hawk Pro
God of
Shooter.
War?
It's a shooter. This one in particular, I'm aiming at. Team-based shooter.
Team Fortress.
Nope.
What's that game called with like all the
Valve?
What's that? You can have like different classes and
Different heroes.
that game, whatever that different hero. Oh, League of Heroes.
Blizzard developed this game. Did people of Diablo? Is that ringing a bell yet?
Diablo.
The game is
Shooter by Blizzard.
Overwatch. The game is Overwatch at 50 million copies
That's
sold.
popular?
Yeah, that's Overwatch 1 was massive. It was at esports.
I don't think I've ever
everything.
seen that game.
That game is big. And then we're just missing one, number 9, which I'm actually surprised to see this one on the list. I thought this would have been more of a niche type game. I know this game is loved by everybody who's played it pretty much. But
Warriors
this one, nope. Nope. It is, let me give you some hints here. It is, it was released in 2015 initially. It's available today on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, PS4, Xbox One, Switch, which cracks me up. This is on Switch, and PC. IGN apparently gave this game a 9.3. They were very happy with it. Most people love this game.
Monster Hunters?
Nope.
Those are fun. I'm not allowed to play those anymore. I got
it
sucked
was
into the Monster Hunter world.
at the time of release. This was from a developer that was not people knew of it, but it was not a super popular, huge, big name developer at the time.
I'm gonna kick myself. I know when I hear this one, I'm gonna kick myself. I can't think.
Can I tell you the developer? See if you guys have heard of this one. The developer is CD Projekt Red. Does that ring a bell?
Yeah.
No.
The game is The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt at 50 million plus sold. That one wows me because
it's so beautiful.
That game is exclusively single player. Exclusively single player.
Wild, yeah.
There is no multiplayer. It's a fantasy game too, which fantasy is a niche genre in and of itself. I was shocked to see this at number 9, honestly.
Really shocking list, honestly. Overall, I don't know where they got their numbers from. I'm going to list this.
I'm going to list this again for you guys and for our listeners, if they in order from top 10. From 10 to 1 for people. This is the top 10. Again, this is curated by IGN, who did some research and they updated it less than a month ago now. So this is pretty up to date. Based off the research they came up with, number 10 was Overwatch. Number 9 was The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. Number 8, The Elder Scrolls 5 Skyrim. Number 7 was Red Dead Redemption 2. Number 6, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Or Mario Kart 8 plus the Deluxe that came out as well. Gotcha. Number 5 was PUBG. Number 4 was Wii Sports. Which Wii Sports is crazy because it was exclusively a pack and you couldn't even buy that separately. Number 3 was Grand Theft Auto 5. Number 2, Minecraft. And number 1 is Tetris. With all those re-releases of Tetris, that doesn't surprise me at all.
5 out of 10 of those I have not played, which is wild. Good games, I think.
I've not played most.
How Mario 1 isn't on there, I feel is...
I think it's because
wild. It's concerning.
Video games weren't as commonplace at the time, right?
True.
I mean, and how many places today can you go buy Mario 1? I don't think you can't buy that game anywhere, right?
Actually purchase it? I don't know.
Everyone who has Switch Online has it. That
right, but it doesn't count as a copy sold, though, of course.
True.
I don't think you can. I don't think there's any way that you can buy that.
I don't either.
10 list of video games all time. Ocarina of Time.
Agree.
That's it.
So cool. I thought that'd be a cool top 10 to go through.
It was a very interesting list.
Yeah, it goes a little out of like the realm of Nintendo, which is kind of cool. Which obviously we're the most familiar with.
It's games that are. Yeah, it's games that just have super broad reach. Everyone loves Tetris. It's just I don't like puzzle games, and I like Tetris.
Oh, I love Tetris.
Puzzle games make me feel stupid because I am.
Yeah,
Tetris, I can put shapes together, baby. I can do that.
Tetris is legit like a good game. I would argue it's the perfect video game. I would argue it's the perfect video game.
It's great. The only way to make it better is by don't game. Just put flashy images of like Nintendo characters. Like I have Tetris DS. Phenomenal. Like it has a bunch of like old retro Nintendo stuff around it.
Really cool.
It's so much fun. Yeah. But the game itself, it's fine. Don't put bombs. Tetris Blast was unnecessary. Don't make it a sphere. Now you can do what you want.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I agree. Pops, I've heard you've had something on your mind that you wanted to share here and get our opinions on as well. And even for our listeners, if they want to write into us at our email, which we'll broadcast at the end, to get their opinions on this as well. Pops, what is that thing you were wanting to talk about?
So I went down the rabbit hole of YouTube of cheating video games, like specifically a lot of streamers that get caught cheating and pleasure. And it's always fun called out. Like, who's that big one that cheated on Donkey Kong? Like he played it on actual arcade cabinet. It turns out
I'm blanking on his name.
MAME.
Billy Mitchell or something.
Billy Mitchell, yes. Yeah.
Billy Mitchell. Yeah. Like, is it bad because he lied? Or are they saying like that's a big deal because MAME, it's easier run with save states. I'm not sure the rabbit hole. Like if it's just like, oh, you didn't play it on actual arcade, like what's the big difference for me there? But like I'm not super deep into it, but I went down that rabbit hole of cheating. There's a recent video came out that someone, it very much looks like they faked their blindfolded speed run. And it's like once it's pointed out to you, it looks very clear. Like every other time they played, they were playing like this, but during the blindfolded run, they were like this so they could peek out at the third monitor.
Good.
They accidentally read chat while blindfolded or the skate, but that's against them. For me, I love stuff like that, but I'm not mad at the cheater because like they're just trying to be famous and they're like, for me, I'm willing to like, doesn't matter in a tournament. I think with actual money on the line and it's an actual competition, now you're into like, okay, that's wrong. There needs to be like, is it illegal at that point in time? I don't know rules there. Well, not illegal, but like there has to be consequences for cheating in a tournament for money.
Mhm.
But like if you faked a speed show, one, I would find it hilarious and watching people yell. I think it's funny to me. But then I thought the other opinion is like, hey, people were really hard at speed runs and like they put in thousands of hours and like, I guess, what are you guys' thoughts on it? For me, video games will always be fun and never a job, even though I try to stream for a living. I don't take it like dev exits in Mario Maker 2. Like they don't bug me, whatever you. But then I also am reminded people do take this very seriously and it's more than just a hobby of fun. Like, just what are you guys' thoughts on cheating in general? Like, gets caught, is it haha, like that's stupid, but who cares? Or is it like, wow, that's something very malicious they're doing and evil and right? I just wanted to know you guys' thoughts on it.
My thoughts are if this is going for something official where your name's going to be attached to it, or there's some type of monetary value attached to achieving it, then it's a no-go. It's a no-go. Like if you're going to be listed on like for example speedrun.com because you beat Mario 64 in 7 seconds or something like that. No, I don't think that should be listed. I agree. There's people on there who have been playing Mario 64 for decades trying to speed run and they've gotten their achievements on there. I think if your name's going to be listed as the top in this, like in an official manner, no. But if you're just playing at home, you're just playing on stream or something or whatever, you're not actually like being official about it. I don't know. No harm, no foul. I don't think.
What if you found out that all of this time I have not been playing Mario Maker? It was my wife. I sit and I'm playing, and it turns out she is the one that is the actual gamer. Like, what about that? Like, I'm misleading everyone. Like, what are your okay? That's stupid. I'm gonna leave this. Like, is our friendship over if you find that out?
That's tough
because it's not for anything.
It's weird.
I'm lying to everyone.
Well, it's weird because like people are supporting you, right? They're supporting you with money, with their time and stuff, and like that. Probably people would be upset about that. I would think so. Because there's actual like direct support going on there, right? So, my guess is people probably would be upset.
The heart of the question, let's use the example of the lady that faked her speed run or her blindfolded beating of this boss. Mm-hmm. Like, obviously, for me, my reaction is like, well, why would you do place that stupid? But let's say you're a part of that community. Like, she is legit good at the game because this boss is no joke. Just beating this boss in general is a feat in of itself. Mm-hmm. But like, you're part of that community. She's good at the game, but she does this. Like, do you stick around, or do you kind of, okay, that's creepy and weird, I'm out kind of deal? Like, for me, I'm out. Like, if you're gonna lie to me about something, so just don't do that. That's stupid. But I'm not gonna harass you. I'm not gonna say, wow, you're a monster and a plague on society. I'm just, all right, I mean, you're clearly fame hungry, and want to do it the right way, which is weird for me to say. Like, I'm all shortcuts. If you could say, like, hey, here's an easy way to get famous, and you like, I'm in, I'll do it. But like, there's even I have my scruples of like, that's kind of like faking a blindfolded run. I don't know. It's such a gray area for me. Like, would I stick around because she's good? Or would I be like, all right, I don't want this smoke right now? I don't know. It's a weird place because you're not actually hurting someone, but you might be hurting someone who's putting in all that time. I don't know. I just thought I'd bring it up.
I think that for me, it's an integrity thing. You know, there's a lot of people who I watch who play SMW and they'll have means to do save states, and everyone's like, "You're cheating. That's cheating." To me, why are you judging how somebody else plays the game? If they're forthcoming and they're saying, "I'm using save states. I'm going to practice this part," you know, let them play the game how they want to play it. You know what I mean? I will never judge. And people who come into someone's Twitch chat and they're like, "Oh, I can't believe you're not really beating the level. You did it with save states." All right. Well, I mean, they beat the level how they wanted to beat it. There's no reason to judge them. But if for somebody to flat out say, "This is a blind run. I cannot see what's going on the screen," and then they're actually looking at the screen, like imagine somebody was so excited, saved up their allowance and sends a huge donation when the person beats the boss and it was all fake. You know, that's something completely different. You know, to mislead people is different if that's what cheating is doing, you know. But if cheating is just joking around, whatever, that's and people, everybody knows that's how you're doing it, that's fine. But as far as like lying to people and cheating to look better or look a certain way, you know, I could never get behind that.
I think that's what it comes down to. Definitely is the misleading or the lying, or like, you know, you have I 100%ed this really difficult game. Yeah, but you also use save states the whole time. Like everybody knows when you submit 100% run on this specific game, you're not supposed to use save states. Like that's kind of like in the rules and stuff like that. Like, so I mean, it's an illegitimate run at that point and should be ruled as such. If found out, of course.
I don't know why I'm just loving that. Like, cheaters getting caught, my favorite things too. So it is like good content. Thinking about do it as long as I don't know you, because it's fun for me and I get to watch the YouTube video. Do you not smile anytime you see like the Boston Marathon? Like, this person crushed the world record. She like the finish line and she was out of breath and she sold it so well. But then it turns out she ran for like 10 feet, got in a car, ate at a restaurant, drove to the finish line, and she crushed. Everyone else running is like, what happened? How did she pass me? I love that. Same time, it's super. So I'm at a weird place. Like, keep cheating, cheaters, but you're gonna get found out, and that's kind of the end of your journey. But it's totally worth it for me, as long as it's not you. Don't cheat, Punch.
I'm not planning to. All right. I think at this point we're going to tune into our voicemail and email segment of the stream here. If you want to send us an email, our email is email@arcadeparlorcast.com. Again, that's email@arcadeparlorcast.com. You can send it in anytime during your month, anytime during your day, whatever you want. We see all the emails that come through, and we kind of choose which ones would be appropriate for the podcast and everything. So that's email@arcadeparlorcast.com. Ashley, I believe we do have one email. Would you mind reading that for us?
We do. We have one email. Forgive me, I didn't pre-read this one. This is from our very own Tie-Dye Chef Dave, and it says, "Hello, Pancha Taco, Ashley, and Pops the Jackal. First of all, big time congratulations to Ashley on becoming a partner. Your hard work is an inspiration to many, including myself. Big surprise here for the three of y'all. Another food question. This is 2 parts, Keck W. In light of Girl Scout cookie season, what is everyone's favorite Girl Scout cookie? If there is a favorite cookie that is not part of the Girl Scout cookie lineup, what needs to be added? You guys rock, Tie-Dye Chef Dave." Good question.
I like the coconut ones, like the Samoans. Is that what they're called? Or did they rename them?
Oh, every old person says the Samoas.
It is the old person cookie.
Coconut. Old people
I
like
love coconut. I love coconut. I'm old.
Whatever.
Give me my coconut. It's delicious.
Safe answer.
Those are good.
It's hard for me to pick one because growing up I was always tagalongs, which is like the peanut butter one that has like the crispy cookie inside of it with a covered chocolate. I always loved those as a kid, but I think in my older age, as I'm in my mid-30s, I gotta go Thin Mints. I gotta go in the fridge for me. That's a tradition in my family. In the fridge, Thin Mints for me. They're thin. Oh God, just so good. That's gotta be number one for me all day.
I'm trying to remember. I don't eat a ton of Girl Scout cookies. I had to pull up their site here on the side. Mine is definitely the tagalongs, the peanut butter patties. That's definitely it, which I think is the one that you were talking about. It's a crispy cookie layered with peanut butter and covered with a chocolatey coating.
Yes, not to be confused with the other peanut butter cookie that they have, because they have another one. There's no chocolate and it's just a sandwich cookie. I think that's peanut butter.
Yeah, it's called the Dositos. The peanut butter sandwich.
Those are great too.
Crunchy oatmeal sandwich cookies with peanut butter filling.
Very delicious, honestly. Pretty good.
Although I am a huge sucker for anything that is s'mores flavored, and I do see a s'mores one I've never had before.
Never had that one. That's newer.
Yeah, if I have it, that could take number one. I'm a huge sucker for. I don't particularly like s'mores because it's just a whole hassle to eat a s'more. But I like s'more flavored desserts and stuff. Like those are delicious to me.
S'mores Pop-Tart all day. The best crust.
The only time you eat s'mores is at a campfire. You can't be hassled to warm a marshmallow. You're too busy. I'm trying to relax here. Take away your chocolate and your marshmallow. I'm too important over here in my seat by the fire.
I don't enjoy the act of eating s'mores. I don't know what it doesn't fit together right. You're taking a bite, it's all sliding out and it's all nasty. Like, I don't know. It's too much of a hassle. Just give me like, you guys can have your s'mores at the campfire. I'll eat s'mores flavored ice cream on the side while I'm watching you guys.
You got two good takes in here. That's so. I don't have time for your s'mores hassle. Get me out of here. I beat that level in 90 minutes. Huh? That's all right, I guess. Paunch is killing it today. No mercy. Yeah, Girl Scout cookies are good. Is EL fudge considered a cookie? I like EL fudge and like Nutter Butter. Those peanut butter.
Nutter Butters are great. Those are great. Butter. Those the ones that actually look like peanuts, right?
Yeah,
they're like sandwiches. Yeah. Oh, those are delicious.
Cookies, I don't think
those called Nutty Buddies. I don't know.
Sandwich. That's different. But they're a sandwich cookie. Yeah, they are.
Sandwich cookie. Okay, so it's like a whole class that, like, an Oreo would be considered a sandwich cookie.
Correct.
EL fudge sandwich cookie.
Yep. Sandwich cookie. Yep.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. I like Nutter Butter, EL fudge, double stuffed EL fudge. Oh, so good. I don't eat those ever, but I love them. Like, I'm not a sweets. I have vices already. I pick and choose my vices, and sweets kind of like, okay, I can do without sweets. I'd rather have my wheat sodas, etc. And so, like, I pick and choose my vices, and I'm not a sweets person. I like them because everyone does. But.
Was there a part 2 to that email? The second part of the question? I feel like you said that, but maybe I didn't.
Nope. I think we answered everything.
Awesome. Chef Dave, thank you for the email. Wonderful to hear from you. Wonderful to hear from you. Again, everybody, that is email at arcadeparlorcast.com. If you want to send us something anytime, any day. We see it. And we'll put it in the podcast if we think if it's an email that we want to tackle. I'm also now going to transition us over into our voicemail segment. We do have a couple voicemails here that I'm going to play. There's 2 in particular we're going to play here. If you want to call and drop a voicemail, that's 402-915-1082. Call that number. You'll be directed immediately to voicemail. You'll have me greeting you saying, hey, thanks for calling Arcade Parlor. Leave your message. And you can go ahead and leave your message. We get the transcript and we can play it here live on the podcast. Again, that's 402-915-1082. I'm going to play this first one here. Let me get this going here.
Hey there, Arcade Parlor. Long-time caller, first-time listener. I had a quick question for Ashley, Florida. Cheese Pops, how do you think Henry Davis is going to do for the Pirates this year? And follow-up question for Ashley. Pancho Taco, did you get my meatball sub TikTok? Because you didn't react to it. So, anyway, love you guys. Bye.
Thank you, caller, for the voicemail. That I would like to point out that this was addressed to Ashley, but then nothing was addressed to Ashley. It was all just addressed to Pops and myself.
So what can Ashley, Henry Davis, top, I think #1 overall draft pick by the Pittsburgh Pirates, trying to be their catcher. It's going to be interesting. So if you don't know about the MLB draft, basically you can have the overall pick and not be sure you're going to get a solidified star. Like they might not even it's not like football where you're at least probably going to get a decent player. It's such a crapshoot, and it looks like might be making his debut for the Pirates this year. So let me give you guys a story about Pirates baseball. For the 3 years, I have been telling my buddy Pipes nonstop that I'm done with baseball. I can't do it. I'm done with it. We're excited for this year. I think I'm back in. They got me back in. I'm not going to talk about baseball anymore. I know it was just a joke. But this year, I feel like the Pirates, they've not won their division since 1992. That is ineptitude at an incredible rate. Not winning. There's only 4 other teams in your division at any given time. We have been not #1. Ashley, you could have run the Pirates organization and done better with, I don't know what your knowledge of baseball is. I assume not a lot. Most video game players don't enjoy baseball, but this is the year. All right, I'm done. I talked way too much about Pirates baseball. We're going to do it. Henry Davis.
All right, let's go. Henry Davis. Let's go. I have no idea who that is.
I thought I was a president.
Isn't he on Mount Rushmore or something? I don't know.
Henry Davis on Mount Rushmore. You were on a tear today, Poncho Talk.
That name does sound presidential.
What did you eat today?
That name does sound
Henry
presidential.
Davis on Mount Rushmore.
Let's move on to the second part of the question. Caller had asked if I had received their meatball sub TikTok because I didn't react to it. Yes, caller, I did. I actually watched it right before this episode, so I did watch it. And it looks delicious. You guys know I love a meatball sub.
That's the official Pancho Taco 12-hour stream on stream meal.
Yes,
is the meatball sub.
It is. Great one.
So you're cool with the meatball sub when you bite into it, all of the sauce comes out. It's super sloppy. But once you get into s'mores territory, you're Mr. Hoity-toity. I don't have time for this. You make no sense. You're
graham
a hypocrite.
crackers.
I'm just pointing that out.
Graham crackers do not absorb anything. The bread absorb a lot of the sauce. I've never had stuff fall out of my meatball sub. Never.
It is the sloppiest of the subs. I'm just saying. You're cool with the sloppiest
it is pretty
of the
sloppy.
subs.
It is.
You can't be inconvenienced by the minor amount of marshmallow that potentially could ooze, even though you have full control over the meltiness of your s'more, but you can't be hassled with doing it right. I'm just making sure we're on the same page.
Just give me that s'mores flavored ice cream. I'll sit there at the campfire eating that.
So you won't eat an ice cream cone. You want your ice cream in a bowl, I assume,
yes,
right?
I don't.
If you have two options.
Cones are too difficult. Just give it to me in a bowl. It's a waste of my efforts.
Can you give me the cone but put it in a bowl? Because I like the crunch of the cone, but I don't like.
What about like cone bowls? Have you seen those cone bowls where like they give you the waffle, and like maybe like the top half is dipped right, but it's still inserted into a bowl, so you don't have to worry about like the cone getting soggy and onto your hands while you're eating out of it and stuff like that. That I'd be okay with. I'd be okay with that.
Best of both worlds.
I don't want to hold. I don't want to hold a cone. I don't know. I passed 12 years old. What 25 years ago or something like that. Come on.
Only one frowning holding an ice cream cone.
Yes. All right. We do have one more voicemail here to play. Let me go ahead and send this one through here.
Hi, it's Piano Bar 77. I've been following Ashley Florida since late 2022, and it's been so wonderful watching her go from the streams that were to the streams that are now. Multiple times a week now, I've been inviting Ashley's vibe and energy into my life, and never once has she acted or gamed in a way that made me embarrassed to have her in my home or my ear, depending on where I am at the time. She's found such a wonderful way to let us all be adults, but also have fun while being positive and uplifting. And I'm just so proud of her making partner. I always knew she could do it first try. And I'm so glad to have been here when she did.
That voicemail is from Piano Bar. An appreciation voicemail for you, Ashley.
Piano's been with me for a while. I always call her my right hand girl. There was I remember when I there's a time when I had made a Discord, and she was the only person ever posted in there, and she never stopped. And she's a moderator in my stream, and she greets everybody. She's kind to everyone, and that's I worked hard to create that vibe where people can be adults in my space and also have fun and respect each other, because I'm not a family friendly stream, and I'm the only person on this podcast that uses adult language from myself in my stream. And it's hard to do that and keep it a very safe and positive space. And I work hard to do that. I'm thankful for the people that show up, and she is a big part of why I am where I am today. So thank you for saying that, Piano, and you're loved by all of us and my whole community. And I thank you for everything.
I'm trying to think if I've ever had a stream where I didn't embarrass the person watching. That is something I consistently do. I mean, my wife is every stream I end and I see my wife, she's like, "What were you thinking?" I'm like, "I wasn't. That's the whole point. I'm coming out here making a fool." I can't imagine if stream, but Ashley, you kill it. Your streams are incredible. They are safe. They're super fun. Never embarrassing. I am as cringe as it gets. I am always embarrassing. It must be a good feeling not to be, though. Be cool. You were probably cool in high school.
Moments, trust me.
This will end our voicemail and email segment of the podcast. Again, that phone number, if you want to call, you can call anytime you want, day or night. It doesn't actually ring to me. I just get a notification that a voicemail was left. 402-915-1082. And we will review, and you could be featured on the next episode. With that said, I think we're about time. We're going to start wrapping down the podcast here. We do have a bit of an announcement, though, before we end. Yeah. We kind of teased this at the beginning. Something really exciting that kind of just fell into place recently. And that some slight schedule changes of the crew here on our streams is we are now declaring Sundays to be arcade parlor days. Sundays are going to be arcade parlor days. Pops, what time are you going to start streaming on Sundays?
So it was born of I need to start playing ROM hacks, and I always schedule ROM hack streams in the evening, which leaves me 12 hours to cancel, which I will because I'm eternally lazy. And so finally talking to people like, dude, your evening streams are fine, but we would love a Sunday, wake up, chill stream. And it makes so much sense. And I've been fighting against it, but I'm like, you know what? I always say I'm going to play ROM hacks. I'm going to get good at Super Mario World. And I always excuses out of it. Now there's no more excuses, and it fits beautifully. So I'm going to stream tomorrow at noon Eastern time.
Noon Eastern.
I'm going to play ROM hacks. So every Sunday at noon, I'm going to try to get into that beautiful ROM hack community, because right now I'm half of a Mario streamer. I love Maker. Maker's easy. It's fun. It's the best way to have a community and share levels. But I do have to get that other half of my, especially since I'm trying to do this for a living, I need to. No one out there is only one and not the other. And I need to start flexing my muscles. And so if you're out there in the Mario ROM hack community, please hang out and help me. I'm super scared, vulnerable. I need your help. Backseating is required. No, it's going to be fun. And then, once my stream ends, raid right into Ashley, a lot of Ocarina of Time, randomize, whatever Ashley is doing. It's going to be super fun. And I think it's a cool way to grow not only the podcast, because then you're going to stream in the evening. It's a cool way, like we can just kind of like maybe one day we all like, so many different options, and it just makes so much sense.
Yeah.
And like it almost feels ridiculous that we haven't done this before. And so like as soon as I said it out loud, like, oh, this is just
it just clicked.
Sense.
It just
like
clicked.
Yeah. And like, oh, it's because I'm lazy, but like it just makes so much sense. And I'm super excited for it. And it's a great way to grow a podcast. Like every Sunday, you're going to get this block of Arcade Parlor, which was super cool. And I'm excited about it and just super appreciative.
So
it happened to work out because when I announced that when I got partner, I didn't tell my community I was going to do this, but I had always planned. The Sundays are a little newer for me, so I only did very short blocks on Sundays. I was doing 3 p.m. to 6 p.m., but now I'm extending it permanently till 9. So if Pops is going to do a 12 to 3 in Eastern time, I'll start at 3 like I normally do, but I'm going to go till 9, which is when Poncho starts. So every Sunday, for now, it's going to be Ocarina of Time randomizers on my stream. And you know, I invite people to help me and hang out and be part of the search and the randomizer with me. So I'll be going till 9 p.m. and then as soon as Poncho starts the stream, we'll bring the Pops and Ashley Florida party over to Poncho Taco at night for his Sunday shenanigans that he has over there.
So starting this Sunday, from recording, which is tomorrow, the March 10th, Mario Day, actually. That's gonna be the new thing. So
all falling into place.
Pretty much, if you want to come out and hang out with the crew, almost for about 12 hours, minimum 12 hours. It really depends on if I decide to go later or not, but minimum 12 hours. Come hang out. Stop by Cheese Pops first thing in the afternoon at noon Eastern, and you'll just find your way all the way to me by the end of the day.
Yeah. AP Sundays.
AP Sundays. That's what we're calling it. Arcade Parlor Sundays. So that's our announcements.
It just makes so much sense.
Yeah, it does. Yep. It's gonna be awesome.
It's ridiculous that we've been doing this a year and like we have not done this. And like as soon as the community member said, dude, you should Sundays, I'm like, no. Here's why. I'm like, does it ever give you advice that's right and you just hate it? And you're like, curse you. Fine. Mine, my Sundays. It makes so much sense. But yeah, I'm super excited. I finally focused. We're going to ROM hack. I'm super excited because I don't stream often in the evenings. And so I can say, go Foncho. I can say, go watch Ashley. But now it's like a direct raid pipeline. People can see how amazing both of your streams are. And it always works both ways. Like the stream you raid, there's a trickle back into like, oh,
of course,
you know, what was happening there before. So I'm super excited to grow all of our communities together because we're all in the same vibe. Like video games, fun and chill, you know? Right. So it's perfect. It's awesome.
Exactly. Gonna be exciting. So guys, tune in starting March 10th. If you're listening to this live, you'll already be aware of it and you can come hang out this Sunday. Or if you're getting this on the podcast feed, which releases on the 11th, it's already started. Start tuning in on this coming Sunday for that. Start tuning in. From whenever you're hearing this, just tune in on Sundays. That's what it's going to be starting. I think that's it for our announcements. Otherwise, let's move into a little bit of self promo. What we have going on in our own streams or off stream content and stuff like that anybody wants to promo. Ashley, I always like to start with you. How about you go and tell us what you're doing?
I'm on twitch.tv/Ashley with 2 E's _FL. I'm currently streaming Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday evenings and Sunday afternoons. You can go to ashleyfl.com. My YouTube is there. My TikTok is there. I'm putting weekly content out there. And anything you need, ashleyfl.com.
Pops, where can we find you?
Chips with an extra P somewhere in there. I'm on Twitch. Sundays now. Sundays at noon. I'm vulnerable. It's my first time. I'm scared. I need your support. Also, cheesepops.com is a thing that's super convenient. If you need to email me, it's fartmagnet@hotmail.com.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's a callback to the beginning of the episode. Taken. Wow.
Yeah, the callback joke. Fartmagnet.
This is like a Christopher Nolan directed podcast at this point. Wow.
Do you think someone has that email? Gotta be.
Probably.
Let me go set that up. Tie-Dye Chef Dave just swooped in it.
Yeah, there we go. I'm Pancho Taco David. You guys know me. Twitch.tv/Pancho Taco, or just go to panchotaco.com. That'll take you right to my Twitch, where most of my stuff is done. Do I have anything big coming up? I don't think I have anything huge coming up right now. Playing continuing Grand Poo World 3. Over 100 hours. We just crossed 100 hours. I'm going to beat that hack. It's going to be hype when we do. I probably still have another 100 hours in front of me, though, based off of what's coming up at the end. Looking forward to the grind. Friday nights, started playing Banjo Tooie N64 nights on Fridays. And then Sundays, the typical GeoGuessr. And I'm playing Sonic on Sundays. Sonic Sundays is what we've called it. And we're starting Sonic Adventure 2 this Sunday. Yeah, Sonic Adventure 2. So that'll be fun, I guess. With
good
that,
tunes, at least. I
mean, hey, that's my whole argument about Sonic. Okay, we're gonna end this on a Sonic note. Sonic, the only thing that's good out of Sonic is the music. There. All right, guys, this has been episode 19. It's been great to have each and every one of you here. Adios. Peace out. We'll catch you next month, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
So much Sonic hate. I can't even rebuttal. Ridiculous.